Alright, let's get started then. So, this matchup is going to be Tomo Leo versus Turio Ino. Pardon me. I'm getting mixed by the audio mixing on this stream. It used to be that the English was in my right ear and the Japanese was in my left, and it's reversed now for this one. Anyway, they're just going to show off some fan art. There's only one piece of fan art. I remember that people liked Tomo, but I'm not sure that Turio had that same charisma that Tomo did, or that some of the other characters and players did. He's obviously a very good player. He was one of the best Inos in Japan, and Japan was like the place to learn how to play Guilty Gear. But I don't know, there's something about Ino that makes it a little hard to cheer for her, because I think everybody understands that this character is just really, really fucking easy. And it's really easy to succeed with this character. So why is that? And I think that informs the matchup a lot too. So why is it so easy to succeed with her? Well, basically, you've got a knockdown off of everything, because she can always either do a hard combo or do an easy combo and end with horizontal chemical love, HCl, and then do the follow-up, which knocks down. Or she can just do the hard combo, which usually involves like an instant air dash and some of the dives. And then that will usually set up just a knockdown from themselves. And that sets up really good Oki with note. So you'd think that her best Oki would come from the hard combos, but in reality, the thing that makes Ino's Oki so good is that she can kind of reset into it from anywhere, and it's done by just double tapping forward. So if you're Ino and you knock your opponent down, you double tap forward and you push like jump P or jump H, or jump K, I guess. And you get this overhead that's like totally unreactable fast. And if you do the jump H, then you're throwing your opponent's burst if he attempts to burst. And because you're so low to the ground, you're safe jumping basically every DP in the game. And that's going to be very relevant against Leo, because his DP is very slow. I forget if it's 10 or 12 frame startup. I should know this. Actually, I'm going to look that up. But it's really slow. Oh, okay, pardon me. The H version is 8 frames startup. And it's invincible for 13 frames. I got both of those numbers wrong. I thought it was different. Yeah, okay. But that is very slow, or that is on the slower side. And Leo has a slow... I think he has generally slow wake-up timings. Yeah, okay, so face down is 26 frames, which is average. It's like on the slow side of average, and then his face up is 28 frames, which is slightly slower. Anyway, whatever. Point is, in this matchup, Ino is going to have a much easier time setting up Okizeme and pressuring Leo. And it's going to be very difficult for him to do the same to Ino, because with her really good backdash and her scramble options like VCL, or vertical chemical of VCL YRC, and stroke the big tree, and and her super antidepressant skill? No, that's the note. Whatever, the wake up super, the invincible one. That one's actually just completely safe. It's like +1, which is you know, it's minus if you, it's slightly minus, but not punishable if you instant block it. Yeah, so this is really just going to be both characters understanding that the other character has a really good knockdown. And even, like, yeah, you can see Turio bursting there. The fact that, you know, I think has an easier time setting up does not mean that you want to give Leo opportunities to get in for free. Yeah, and then that, okay, good fuzzy. He goes for the short I-80 string there. Or hover dash, I should say. It's not an I-80. Leo, Ino can do instant air dashes. Yeah. Ino can do instant air dashes, but her hover dash is generally better for surprising people. Nice node control, by the way. Yeah. So that was Ino mashing throw and then flinging Leo to full screen and still getting Oki off of it. Minor note here, I don't know if the commentary came through. It is just so funny to look back at this as like playing the game when it was less understood. Majin Obama pointed out that Leo's buttons are like big and like they're easier to whiff punish, right? But the thing is, this like Leo can cancel far S on whiff into 5H or a guard point, and he can cancel 5H on whiff into a guard point. So it's actually really difficult to whiff punish those buttons. I should also point out, and I did mention this when Tomo was playing against Faust earlier, or not last week. So he gets the standard Xrd projectile Oki here. Turio's doing the air dash version, which enables a better mix-up because you force Leo to stand so he can't. Well, you force Leo to stand so he's taller, and then you get to do falling buttons. It does jump P, jump, or sorry, that's jump K, jump S, jump K, jump P, which is 4 hits. And then you can see Leo actually crouches down because Tomo is fuzzy guarding the low. And so when Turio goes for overhead number 5, he actually stands up and blocks that. That's really difficult to do. Kudos to Tomo for having good defense. It is not easy to do that. Also, that was an air throw from Turio, but you can never give Ino players credit for doing air throws ever because they are always mashing jump H. Kind of like Soul. Anyway, for anybody who's tuning in now, remember to like, remember to subscribe, remember to do whatever. Leave a comment, you know. I'm not used to shilling myself. ARock93, you should never give Ino players credit. That's correct. You should never give Ino players credit. Never, ever, ever. Not once. I say this as somebody with a lot of experience in the Ino matchup. It is... God, it's so stupid. this character can just flail. Like, that's one of the reasons why she's considered to be a top-tier character in this game. She's historically been good at flailing, but had a pretty significant execution barrier to convert long-range hits into knockdowns. But in Xrd, they made VCL, or they made HCL a lot more consistent, and the game is just generally easier to play. So characters like, you know, Venom or Ino, who historically have this perception as being high execution characters, get better when it's easier to do stuff. Yeah, see, like that flash kick is basically just never going to work unless Tomo uses it as a read, because he has to be crouching in order to charge it, but all of Ino's mix starts at the fast overhead, so you have to preemptively stand block it. Oh, I should point out, one thing that that Leo does have as like a genuine significant advantage in the matchup is that Ino has very low stun. Oh, wow. Oh? Wow. Okay. So that was kind of dicey, because even on throw that would have killed Turio, on hit it would have counter hit him and he would have died. You can never count either of these characters out. The number of rounds I've lost to these characters getting set played to death off of some random hit is astronomical. Yeah, see, like that was 3/4 of the stage corner carry off of like a really simple combo, and that sets up the best corner combos that Ino has. That doesn't kill. You're crazy. You're crazy. That doesn't kill. No way. You spend 100 no way. Wow, nice air throw. Yeah. And this is another thing about this is a kind of a weird thing about, she has like good normals, but because her movement speed is her movement on the ground is really weird, it can sometimes feel like she just relies on the normals being big enough to combo. So even though she has good normals, her ground combos are like very limited. So for something like that, where she was mashing with 5p, the 5p would basically just lead into sweep, or I think it would lead into like 6p instant air dash. But then she'd be into an air combo. Whereas if Tomo, or if Leo is mashing with 5p, that could go into close slash, which could go into 5h into Rekkas, or it could go into close slash 6k, which is combos on crouchers, right? And then that would also enable the far S 5h combo on crouchers. So it's weird. Like, it's weird to say that Leo has like a more nuanced combo game than any other character, or than the opponent. But I think in this context, Ino's combos are a lot more just dial it in and it'll just work. Whereas there is a little more room for optimization and recognizing different hits on Leo's part. Yeah, so that's another thing about Ino. I'm pretty sure Note works like fairly similarly to this in Strive, but the longer it travels, the more hits it does. And the way it works is a little weird because when it makes contact, the Note actually explodes and it becomes that green explosion there. And because of the speed at which the notes, the hits make contact, you can actually instant block the note itself, and that counts for multiple instant blocks. I think I've mentioned that before, but you can see Tomo, he gets to instant block 3 things there. So he's actually instant blocked 4 things this round. Which means that if he ever gets to wake up and actually hit Turio, he's going to do a shit ton of damage. Or build a shit ton of meter. He's actually gaining a ton of meter for getting comboed. Like, look at this. Tomo's going to get hit here at like 1.1 bars. He instant blocks, builds a third of a bar, and then from getting comboed, he builds another full bar. So now he's got enough for defense. Well, he would have if he hadn't died. If he had simply done an immediate panic dead angle, that would have hit. God. What a stupid dumbass. Nice air throw. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Oh, okay. I was doing the dive variant? Okay, that's cool. And just, yeah, and to sterilize, yeah. Yeah, and that's an ambiguous cross-up. There is cross-up protection in this game, but when you do, when you wait out the cross-up protection and you do something that hits later, it does get pretty ambiguous. Alright, cool. Tomo can win from here. RC, yeah. Okay, wanted the combo, wanted the throw. Yeah, oh. It's so difficult. That is one thing, that is one kind of thing, where Leo having like shitty movement is actually true. So he gets the hit, he backs off. He's like, okay, note, right? Note looks like it's going up. So he's like, okay, I'll crouch. I'll backdash. Oh wait, shit, note's coming back at me. Fuck, I can't move. Like moving forward, Leo's movement is like fine. But moving backward and like being precise, it can be pretty awkward. All right, there we go. You know, one sort of consequence of the way that Xrd system mechanics favor projectiles is that any character who has a good projectile, like, you know, Ino or Leo, always has something to do while the neutral is like kind of complicated, like that, right? And Ino's had that historically, but it's also like really emphasized with Leo because he's meant to be like, you know, not a character who has like really good neutral control. Oh god, is he? I think he might be dead here, yeah. Oh, Blackbeat, he didn't want to get tech trapped. Leo's movement for retreat being shitty is very in character. That's correct. Leo is not the kind of man who retreats. And it's like, look at all this damage. Leo's a big guy too. He's a big guy for you anyway. He has pretty big guts. Yeah, actually he has good defense and good guts. Oh god. Excuse me? Cross-up dive kick. Excuse me? I love Guild Secure. Zach Pascal found out Coom has crouch forward movement the other day. Yeah, it's really weird that she has that. I think they gave her that because they wanted inputting a direction to be a meaningful way of controlling the character. But it is quite strange because I've never seen anybody like really use it to go under stuff. Which is weird because I've seen people use Faust Crawl to go under stuff. Obviously, small, precise movement like that does have a place in the game. Yeah, so Turio takes the first meaningful advantage. I'd say like a 2-game lead is the beginning of an actual lead in a first to 10 like this. And it's like, you look at that round play out, and like, what did Leo do that was like really wrong? Like, he got whiff punished once, he guessed wrong on Oki once, and then it's like, oh, I didn't mindlessly jump out to avoid the note. Cool, you block like a 4-hit projectile into a fucked up high-low. Note is also like, that's a beautiful example actually. Here, let me show this. Note is a beautiful example of like an old fighting game principle where doing the thing covers the vulnerability of doing the thing. So like the fact that Ino sends out this note insulates her from the jump in that would hit her because she's doing the note. So if you want to hit the note, if you want to hit her, not only do you have to predict that she's going to do it because the move is pretty low total duration, but you also have to sort of in advance use like a low profile move or just like teleport behind her or something. And characters who have shit like that are almost always top tiers in any fighting game. Oh, dash up throw? Yeah, you're dead here. Hang on. Does he... What the fuck does he do here? This is like... This is like close S jump cancel. Jump D FDC. While he has burst. Holy shit, that's some execution. I did not know Turio had that execution. Anyway, stroke counter hit, hard read on the burst. Tomo Leo does not look like the best Leo player in the world, getting his burst baited like that. And the thing about being a big, heavy character against Ino is that you give her free reps with VCL loops. I'm happy that the Ino player that I spent much of my time in this game playing against was not nearly this good. I don't think I ever saw him do any jump the FDC stuff. He was actually a Dizzy player at the start, and then he switched to Ino because Dizzy was too much work for him and he wanted easier Oki. Rank down match. Mental advantage in favor of Turio in addition to the game count. Yeah, see? Okay. Fair enough. And it's like, oh god, backdashing is not good against her. Alright, cool. That's not a reliable answer, but you do have to represent it sometimes. Immediate high. Yeah, see? Or you just have to spend meter. Oh, he runs into this, right? No, he's jumping, okay. You know, having played Raven for so long, I'm used to my Oki being very telegraphed on timing. So I'm very jealous of characters like Ino who can do like a fake Oki or like a fake hover dash that isn't actually a mix-up and then represent a real mix-up afterwards. Punish with 6p starts his punish. He starts his punish with 6p. That's matchup knowledge. Okay, yeah, sure. 5p clashes with jump K. Why not? I don't think you saw Tomo represent the flash kick like for the first 4 games at all, but he's been going back to the well. Just because it's like you gotta make her second guess Oki. I don't know. And with the thing about playing a character like Leo is when you are back to the wall like this, the character is like kind of one-dimensional. So what do you do that's different to make your opponent second guess stuff and to try to break the comfort that your opponent is feeling? Honestly, I don't know, because I tend to play characters who are not as powerful or not as one-dimensional as this. I guess Raven's a little one-dimensional. But I've been playing Sin recently, and Sin he's very versatile, and you don't really have to play in a particular way if you don't want to. But I feel with Leo, he's like all of his moves are just so hyper aggro that if your opponent is comfortable in the matchup and also comfortable with you as a player, like you really have to work like twice as hard in order to inject any kind of ambiguity anywhere. Nice. Okay, cool. That's how you win. Oh, the other thing about Leo Jump K having like, I think 12 active frames is that you can do it really high and it'll still catch backdash. Which is really relevant against Ino because her backdash is crazy good. Oh, this hits. Nice. Oh, okay. Does he get hit here? No. Man, it's crazy how both of these characters have dive kicks. Ino has like 5 dive kicks. Just occurred to me. Leo technically has 2, although one of them's meant to be a combo ender. Also, I forget, somebody actually responded to me on Blue Sky. I've been updating my Blue Sky profile and posting links to the streams. And somebody said that his stick had been getting repaired and that it was getting okay, and that it was coming back from the shop today, or just around this time. So hey, if you're out there and you're watching, then I'd love to know, because I find it really funny. Okay, now that you've successfully navigated the 10 trials of making Ino block, you can actually make her block. Never mind. Okay, nice. Mash throw. Yeah, God. And that's like, you know, Ino, she doesn't need normals that give like combo nuance like this. She just needs normals that let her mash. Nice. So that round was like 6 or 7 interactions from Tomo that resulted in Ino being forced into something on the back foot, and he also had to make like reads on top of that while running mix. Whereas Ino, it's like, cool. I felt like doing all of the buttons into the orange button, and I get a mix. Ooh. That's... What did he try to do here? Was that wake up VCL YRC? Burst here. Oh, that was a note, and then what? Okay, that was just a regular YRC. Well, yeah. See, when you have the advantage in games, or like the mental advantage, you get to do stuff like this, which is like normally you wouldn't like want to just YRC just for the sake of seeing where your opponent is in the air and then anti-airing. Because that's like super duper scrubby, because, you know, just anti-air him anyway, right? But, hey, you've got the life lead. You've got the burst advantage, why not? Get the air throw, take the Oki. I don't know why the fuck VCL is an overhead. I think it's an overhead. Or maybe he just wasn't blocking, hang on. I think he was trying to jump, maybe. Yeah, I guess VCL isn't an overhead, but jump D is. Autonomous projectile Oki from full screen. Autonomous... Okay, hang on. Okay. So here's Ino mashing out of Leo doing predictable pressure, and this is normal. Most characters can do this. So he mashes with throw, which becomes a 5-frame 6H, which becomes HCL, which becomes a knockdown. Set up the projectile, threaten him so that he can't properly anti-air you, and then just run a mix, and it doesn't even matter if you get hit. It doesn't even matter if you get hit. You're plus on trades. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm a Shugam. I've been accused of using YRC to fuck up my opponent's inputs, but actually I'm just bad. That happens to me sometimes too, yeah. I do occasionally use it just to fuck up people's inputs, but most of the time if I just do an empty YRC, I'm just messing up the input myself. Should have gone for the throw instead of close S, or instead of 5S. It's possible that he OS'd it. Actually, I'm curious now. What could he have done to downgrade that? So he gets hit. Now the note is coming in. He actually backdashes Ino jump K here, which is really good. And there is like a tiny little window where he could have done something, but I guess he was just not worried, or not believing in it because it's way too fast to react. Yeah, that is, yeah, definitely in throw range. Yeah, might be a mental thing. I'm pretty sure throw would have worked here. That's the Guilty Gear classic. You always have to mash throw. Never stop mashing throw. Throw is your friend. Normals are weak. Normals have startup. Normals are unreliable. That was weird. Collision box stuff. Yeah, man. I have not seen Leo do a single instant air dash as part of his pressure. Like, I have not seen Tomo do a single instant air dash. RFC and jump over the note, maybe. Doing in the moment's hard, though. Yeah, the thing is, like, although... Like, that's the thing about Ino's Oki. It's so free-flowing and so non-telegraphed that interacting with it does kind of require a decision and a read on your part. Like, you saw Tomo resort to the scrub well of Rekka to YRC throw. which is fucking up his tension pulse for no benefit. And I've noticed Tomo really embodies the Xrd set play our strategy, where he's trying to stockpile meter for the end of the round so that he can run a lot of mix-ups. But it's very difficult to do that against Ino because she's constantly forcing you to spend all of your meter on defense. Okay, nobody has meter now. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Ino's killing you. Okay. And then, like, occasionally you'll get things like this where both players are just not pushing a ton of buttons, and then, like, they make decisions and go in, and it always seems to work out in Turio's favor. Nice. That's something that's like a body language of the character thing. Almost every time that Tomo is getting pressure, he's opting to go for very simple frame traps and very simple staggers instead of anything more advanced because he's been thrown out of Rekka and out of 6H so much. Here's something really funny. So this is an old-ass game, which means that when you are backdashing, you are just put airborne, which means that when Ino does her pressure here and goes for a jump H, she throws you out of your backdash for having the audacity to attempt backdashing her. Oh no. This doesn't kill. Turio, you're crazy. Oh, I mean, okay, it sets up note. Never mind, you're not crazy. You're good. That's unsafe, but no punish from that distance. Oh, man. See, when they're both moving around, it almost looks like Tomo has some kind of handle on it. And then Ino pushes a normal, and it's like, well, fuck me for jumping. You know, for whatever reason, Ino is a character I almost never see in this game these days. Even though she's really easy and really powerful. And most of her combos are universal too. Rio is really running away with this, huh? Weird to see Tomo on the other end of that. Yep. This is what I love about long sets as opposed to, like, tournament brackets for deciding who's best. It allows mental stuff like this to play out and really be given time to breathe. Yeah, see, it's also, you know, as far as... Okay, let's look at this objectively. What is Tomo doing that is wrong? I don't think he's doing a ton of stuff that's wrong. It's just that Turio has mastered a particular style that you will see a lot in air dashers and more in Guilty Gear in particular, but in air dashers in general, where Turio is doing degenerate set play and frame traps, but he's generally not exposing himself to risk. And whenever he does block, he's doing very simple stuff, like very simple blocks that will allow him to disengage from the most immediate mix-up and then maintain safety. So here, Turio actually objectively makes like two mistakes. He makes an execution mistake because he tries to punish the burst with 5H instant air dash and it doesn't work. And I'll let you see that in real time. And then he doesn't time his jump in properly. See, that would combo properly, but it's like, oh, whatever. And it's like, oh, he doesn't time his jump in properly, whatever. So objectively, these are like two mistakes on Turio's part, but they're very small mistakes. And Tomo is so on the mental back foot from not being able to interact with Turio while he's running offense, that Turio immediately reverts to whatever, just instant block. He just turns white and then crouches under that, and it's like, cool. It's like he never even made the mistakes in the first place. And I gotta say, playing against like the pixie characters like Amelia and Dizzy and Eno, who understand how to do this stuff and how to play in that way, is a truly teeth grinding experience, because you just, you would assume, okay, set play monster, gonna struggle on defense, but these characters are really solid on defense. Tomo going for, I'm pretty sure that was meant to be an H flash kick. Yeah. And that was actually not the option select that people talk about. That was just a hard read. There's an option select Eno can do after hitting you with a sterilization method in the air, and that is basically she inputs a YRC as she would make contact with it, and if she whiffs, then that window for the YRC makes her safe on whiff, and if she connects, then she can't RRC. Tomo with 3 meters to Turio's 1, and he's not willing to blitz back. Cool, nice. Oh no. And it's like, you spend so much time dealing with Eno air dashing at you and hover dashing at you. It feels like really stupid that you have to eat all of it and that you're just constantly RPSing. Oh man. It's like you can feel that even when Tomo had Turio on the ground in the corner, he did not believe in his own Oki, so he just walked forward and he's like, oh, I guess I'll time back turn K. I guess I'll time back turn P. That Leo super missing Stroke the Big Tree is fucked up. Yeah, it is. Stroke is a fucked up move. I mean, the Weapon X super is like, I would expect that not to hit necessarily, but I saw somebody like a year or two ago noticed that like Raven can do hover glide or hover dash, no glide, can do glide to jump K, and that still is something Eno can evade with Stroke. Holy shit, it's 8-1. Oh my fucking god. General Jenkins, how old is this footage? This footage is from the like Christmas time 2018. I wonder if that super also misses Grand Viper. Good question. I'm not sure. I think it probably would, honestly. Like, I think I'm not sure what the difference between Stroke and Grand Viper is regarding how low they go. I just know that Stroke goes lower faster. Actually, no, sorry. I'm sorry, General Jenkins. I meant Christmas time. This is from December 30th, 2017. Little quirk of the game's engine. You saw Leo flash red there because he was getting counter hit, but there no counter hit notification came up because the sterilization method is an air to ground grab, or it's an air to ground unblockable strike. Oh god, Jesus, oh god. It triggers the red flash, but it doesn't count as a counter hit. Jesus Christ. Hang on, I got this round. Oh my god. Okay. Round start, HCL, get a knockdown. Chase backdash while also representing multi-layer mix. Big combo, build meter for YRC. Back off, attempt to mash with your 6H, doesn't matter. Your 6H just reaches him anyway, and you get to spend that YRC that you built and establish control over the game. Anti-air with a big command grab, full combo, force the burst. Jump in, yeah, flail around a little bit. You don't get hit because you're small. Good actual, I have to give Turio credit for that. He does know the matchup stuff. Whiff doesn't matter because you timed jump H to come out as an air dash string, and it doesn't matter that you whiffed. IAD into cross up ultimate Fortissimo. As it's 0 frames and there's not enough invincibility on Leo's flash kick to go through it. Oh. That super freeze was some comedy. Hey, you want to see something really funny? You want to see a really funny super freeze? This one's really loud, hang on. Tell me who you think wins. Just straight up, tell me who you think wins here. We both lose. Raven normals. He needs them. Oh god, another rank down? God, not another rank down. Oh my god. Gold burst, damn. We didn't convert, no. RC? No, no. See, the RC would have been the scrubby thing that I would do just because I saw risk in the combo and I wanted to convert. This RC's, yeah? Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, you can kill here. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, okay. Okay. These are the kinds of rounds you need as Leo. You're not mashing out of that one this time, are you, fucking jackass? I can't believe I'm cheering for Leo, but against Ino, I'll cheer for anybody. That was a nice fucking air throw, by the way. Nice. And then we go back to the well. Rekka 2, YRC throw. You gotta be so scrubby that Ino comes back around to not being not being able to contain you because it's just 2 layers of scrubby. Alright, Tomo's alive. Would I rather, Vismond, would I rather cheer for Ino or Elfelt? God. Oh god, that's like, oh jeez, why'd you have to... When you put it like that, oh man. Oh my god. Why did you have to put it like that? Ah, can I cheer for a mutual disqualification? I don't know. I mean, it's a shame both sides can't lose. It really is. It really is. Because, like, you'd assume it would just be, okay, well, Elfot's the character who's, like, actually objectively broken, and Ino's just, like, really fucking annoying. But, like, arguably, Ino is also just broken. It's just that, like, she requires a tiny little bit of effort more than Elfelt does. Oh, this is gonna be fucking painful. God. Ugh. Ugh. My god, holy shit, you're dead. Holy shit, you're dead. God, I love how context-dependent damage is in this game. Actually, hang on. I've just been staring at this with my eyes open and my mouth hanging open. Let's look at this and see why this combo does so much damage. get you a patented Dragonfly just frame breakdown. So Tomo connects with his burst here, and he runs a bit of pressure. So this is a thing that really defines matchups in terms of who can convert, because Leo gets a hit here, but because he got a hit with a special move, and that special move does not end in a knockdown, it's a bit of a scramble. He does not get tech forward buttons, but he is 6P'ing proactively because he expects tech forward buttons. Whiffs completely. Turio's being very defensive. They're both being very defensive. Tomo's like, oh shit, I need to do pressure. So he does 2S, 5H, back turn KS, back turn P, back turn H. And you can see Turio's actually fuzzy blocking. He goes back to low, or he preemptively goes to low because he's expecting back turn K, because back turn K is the faster one. So this means that we get a starter with an unscaled opener, an unscaled starter, which is back turn H, which is an overhead. And this, he does back turn S? Yeah, back turn S cancels into back turn super. And because of the risk buildup, this does its full damage. And with the guts thresholds, I think this is only like moderate guts for Ino. These moves are still completely unaffected by combo damage. Okay, now we're finally into combo damage, which is back turn S, into Rekka 3, into close S. Yeah, and there's a little input trick you have to do there in order to get close S while you're standing. You build charge during Rekka 3, and then you go from down to neutral S to up H, and then you get the H flash kick. And because all of Leo's moves just do a shit ton of damage, the fact he got to ignore combo damage scaling for most of that combo meant that it did so much. And the thing is, the life bars, despite the way they look, are actually like denser at the end because of guts. So when you get to evaporate half of somebody's life bar, evaporating the lower half is always going to be more important. Like, it's going to be more health. I guess Tomo knows something about Leo's dead angle that I don't, because he's barely been representing it. Super YRC. Spend 75 meter. Nice. RC? Yeah. Was that a combo or a frame kill or what? Oh man. Oh man. That was a bit of a mess at the end here. So Turio gets the throw here, right? Yeah, this was definitely meant to be a combo starter. He just whiffed it, and it's like, oh shit, whatever. And then, so here, you can see Leo start to FD, because I think he's expecting Turio to just do a 5P mash to try and Aaron blockable him. But Turio's so comfortable, he's operating on the next level, where he actually takes the opportunity to let Leo go to the ground. And then, because Leo is just focused on FDing, he's not focused on blocking low. So he gets opened up low, and that kills him. My goodness. Yeah, so that was 10-2 for Turio Ino. That is this is a bit of a two ships passing in the night matchup. Jonio explaining that he was actually so upset by that he threw the mouse on the ground.
Once again, that's the first match for today. That was Turio Ino versus Tomo in a huge upset, I think. 10-2, I didn't see that coming. But remember, guys, we got 2 more matches coming up. Do us a solid, man. Tweet it out. Let people know what you're watching. No one is...
Okay, yeah. So Obama's talking about that there were 3 matches on this particular date. I guess they got uploaded to the channel in like reverse order, because this is the 3rd one that was uploaded from December 30th, 2017. Or actually, maybe, actually, no, maybe it's a time zone thing. Because this is... No, sorry, it's not. Yeah, so this was the first one that they played, but the third one they uploaded. And then the ones that are coming up next are from the next week, from this January 6th, 2018. And that's going to be Omito Johnny versus Haken Soul, and Omito Johnny versus Zato. Versus Ogawa Zato. Those are going to be good ones. The Omito versus Haken one I'm really looking forward to, because that was... because I think Soul's normals are about as broken as Johnny's normals, it's just that he doesn't have Mistfinder. So Haken's ability to find the most aggravating way to use those normals is going to be amazing. Wisman, Ino ran the fuck you vortex for 12 games and won. Yep. Yep, she did. Welcome to fucking Guilty Gear. That said, the way that Ino is implemented in this game is, in Xrd, is kind of strange in comparison to her old incarnation, because they basically just made her pretty faithful to her old version, and then made the Roman cancel system completely different and way easier, and also made the game way easier. So, like, it was genuinely really hard to do Ino's combos in the old one. Like, if you wanted to do HCL, FRC, air dash, you needed to line up a couple of consecutive frame perfect inputs. And then your reward for that was you got to do a really cool combo that was really good. But in this one, you just do HCL, dial in the YRC, and you just do an air dash, and it's all really easy. However, YRC as a balancing mechanic and an iteration of FRC is really cool, because in order to do that, you actually have to let your opponent out of block stun. So there is always a little bit of interactivity there. And you saw throughout this whole thing, and it's like, sorry, you saw throughout this whole thing, Ino was not actually doing a lot of HCL, YRC, air dash. It was mostly just note, because in this matchup, she's the zoner. Like, Tomo playing Leo is the beatdown, and Ino is the keep out character. So Turio was really happy to just sit back, and if Tomo ever hesitated, then Turio got to set up a note, and that forced action from Tomo. For people who don't play anime fighting games, if anybody wandered in here from like Street Fighter or Tekken, this kind of set play zoner character archetype is very common in anime games. Ino's definitely more on the set play end of that than the zoner, but she can be when she needs to. There's been real shame Daisuke decided that the hot guitar chick should be a top 3 D-Gen set play character. Yeah. I mean, on the one hand, it is at least... It's helpful that she's hot, at least. If fucking... if Bedman were doing this to me, like, if he had never gotten nerfed and he was back to being a sleeper top tier like he was in Revelator, then... That might not be as cool, but Ino's hot at least. Anyway, this was a pretty short one today, but I have a bunch of stuff I need to do, so I'm not going to run a lobby. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you aren't already, all that good stuff. It helps to support the channel. As I said last week, I'm working on scripts for new videos. One of them is going to be like a Street Fighter patch note philosophy video. The other one's going to be a Raven guide. The Raven guide is going to take a little while because I have to redo some stuff. But that's what I'm working on, and I'm going to try to work on it regularly. And I should hopefully have something to share with you guys before the end of the year. I'm going to try to hold myself to that deadline because I have a lot of free time because I'm looking for work, and I just need to have a better routine. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all next week. Take care.